You know, there's been conversation about how civil the atmosphere is here in the Florida legislature, and it's a contrast to what we hear about what's going on in Washington. Let me just ask you, are you two having something to do with that? We'll start with you, Mr. President.
Well, I understand that the Speaker gave a speech to a local group here recently where he talked about the contrasts between Florida and some other states that are dysfunctional, and Florida and what's happening in Washington. And I think we've learned this, that policy differences are important, sharp, debate is important, sanding the rough edges off of policy is important, but it's also important that we get results, that we get solutions. And I think that the Speaker has led the House of Representatives in a way that Democrats feel included. Republicans understand that they have to make their case. The Speaker has been open and welcoming with ideas from the Senate. And that's the way we're going to get to solutions. We'll have differences. That's the way the framers set up our Constitution. But at the end of the day, we can have public policy decisions that are arrived at through civil discourse and not finger pointing. And that's what the Speaker, Will Weatherford, has led us to do.
I see you nodding and smiling.
Well, first of all, what I've learned is if I just do what the Senate President wants me to do, everything works out fine.
But I like 1,000 copies of that.
That's right. But the truth is, you know, the beauty of it is, I think, that our relationship started years ago, and trust is not built overnight. And so our ability to work together comes with trust and constant communication. And so whether it's our offices communicating with each other, whether it's us bumping into each other in the hallways or having a conversation on the phone or whatever it is, there is a trust that's been built up. And so if the Senate President tells me he's going to do something, I know he's going to do it, and I hope he feels the same way about me, and I think he does. And that allows you to do great things on policy. It doesn't mean that anybody's going to rubber stamp anybody else's policy, but if the Senate President sends me a great ethics bill to the House, which he has done, then what it means is we're going to work really hard to try to pass it. And if there's ways for us to make it better, we'll do that. But we have a trust that at the end of the day, when the gavel goes down on day 60, the hope is that Florida benefits from our service, and that, you know, our personal ambition or anything like that is always going to the wayside. What we should be focusing on is what's good for Florida, what's good for our membership, and how do we move our state forward. And that's been our focus, and I think that's been the recipe for success the last few weeks.